everyone, welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and this is Stephen back with another 24/7 news report video. The headliner for today is Douglas Costa, someone Everton have been linked with quite a bit recently over the last few seasons. Douglas Costa is another attacking midfielder linked as a possible swap for Moise Kean this summer. The Brazilian has been on loan from Juve at Bayern Munich, and the Bundesliga giants are unlikely to extend his move. The fan-sided website says the Brazilian is a strange link to Everton and not a player who would immediately seem well suited to a move to Goodison Park. Can definitely agree with that. Costa is, though, on paper a very good player and one that might be the kind Everton need. He's a strong attacking midfielder and can play wide or central, being particularly effective on the left. He's similar to Ramsey in terms of his attacking qualities, and he's 30 years old. This one might be, I know if this one's really a goer in the fact that he's 30. Don't know if we'll be looking for someone that old, but you know, this could be a good one. Maybe another Brazilian to throw in there, a strong attacking midfielder. We could do with one of them, as there hasn't really been enough pace in the team in midfield recently. So yeah, this might be a goer, might not. Not too sure. We'll have to wait and see where this one happens, but according to that, Everton are interested. Moving on to Daryl Dike, American striker, the 20-year-old on loan on the Championship with Barnsley from Orlando City. He scored 5 times in 12 appearances in all competitions, which is quite good for someone coming from the MLS. Really young player as well to go from the MLS to the Championship, and to have been scoring goals already is really good. Everton is said to have been following his progress, and his value is around 15 million. Talking on the live stream a couple of weeks ago about how sometimes the Championship is the sort of league you want to go for players like this. It can be quite rewarding. You know, obviously we sign players like Dominic Calvert-Lewin from the Championship, so yeah, I think this is one that we could be going for. Obviously, our tweet that we put out earlier on our account, coming from Eurosport UK, Everton are interested in the American striker Daryl Dike. The 20-year-old is currently on loan in the Championship with Barnsley. Everton scouts have impressed with his performance, and he's valued at $20 million. This one might be a big one for his team as well, Orlando City. They might be keen to get $20 million out of a player who's only 20. They might be really keen on that, so would be really interesting to see what happens with that one, and would definitely keep an eye on him, because it could be a one that might go under the radar this summer, but one that apparently Everton are interested in. Moving on to Ozan Tufan. Everton have made an offer for Fenerbahce midfielder Ozan Tufan ahead of the summer transfer window, according to Ayan Sport. The Toffees are competing with Crystal Palace and Leicester for his signature, according to them. Tufan, who has had an impressive season in Turkey with 5 goals and 6 assists in 27 games, and a recent star displaying his country's win over Norway, has been earning plenty of attention. West Brom and Palace were both keen in the January window, but Fenerbahce rejected advances, preferring to keep a key player until the end of the season. He's now decided to sell him after the European Championships. So will be an interesting one to see. I'm not sure if, you know, a player linked with West Brom and Crystal Palace is really the quality that we want to be going for, but this might be a good one. It seems like Ancelotti and Brands are keen to get some players that are flying under the radar a little bit this summer, and we don't want to go for the natural ones. We just want to go in and get some different players and ones that, you know, other teams might not really see coming, really. Moving on, next is Alex Mere. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Napoli goalkeeper. Would be quite interesting, because you know, there's been a lot of mention about the goalkeeper. Talked about that a lot. Carlo Ancelotti wants to take Napoli goalkeeper Alex Mere to Everton this summer. Journalist Umberto Chiarello has told Area Napoli Chiarello expects Mere to cost in the region of 17 million and suggested that the move is likely to go through. So that one's interesting. It seems like this one is probably a little bit more, yeah, seems like it's a bit further along than some of the other ones, and that it's one that could happen. Will be interesting as well to see what it's like for a new goalkeeper. He's obviously made his mind up on the goalkeeping situation, and it looks like Robin Olsen probably isn't going to stay, you know, at the end of the season. So will be interesting to see what happens with this one. Moving on, there's actually a swap deal being talking about for Moise Kean. Obviously mentioned it earlier with the player earlier, but Moise Kean today, according to Gazzetta dello Sport, meanwhile has plenty of authority in Italy, and they suggest a potential Moise Kean swap, which sounds eminently feasible. So obviously there was the one with Douglas Costa. This one's a little bit different. This one's with Adrien Rabiot, who's a player Everton have been linked with a lot. Always seems to be linked with Rabiot, and he's one that pops up every single summer really, and a couple of our fans have seen are keen to take him, and a couple really aren't. But I think this is one that we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because you know, a player that has been managed before by Carlo, and so yeah, it'd be interesting. Carlo Ancelotti handed the 25-year-old his PSG debut during his time in the French capital, and a report early on in the month says that that this one, you know, could happen. So interested to see what happens with this one. It's one that seems to be quite a bit more of a goer this time. I know we've been linked with them quite a lot in the recent few seasons, but I'm definitely interested to see what is happening. Moving on next to Ben Godfrey and Tom Davis. So basically a bit earlier there was a bit of whispers about an injury concern for Ben Godfrey and Tom Davis. Both of them not in the squad for England's Euro 21 in match tonight. So yeah, this one's interesting. I'm obviously hoping he's okay. And then it come from Sam Carroll from the Echo that both got Ben Godfrey and Tom Davis failed late fitness tests for England under 21s this afternoon and missed their final group game against Croatia. So hopefully they'll be able to come back. Both, obviously Ben Godfrey has been an absolute revelation for us this season. He's one that we definitely don't want to get injured. One that we want to keep at the club for a long time. So obviously footballers get injuries, but this isn't a great one. Hopefully we've had our fair share of injuries this season as well, and I'm hoping that Ben Godfrey is not one of them that's been injured, as well as Tom Davis, who's come in and done really well when he has had to in the last few weeks. Next one is Nicola Maksimovic, a centre-back who we're linked with. Serbian defender Nicola Maksimovic is set to leave Napoli at the end of this season. He's 29 and he's fallen down the pecking order at Napoli, and he's out of contract this summer. So this one seems like it could be a goer. If he wants to come and play under Ancelotti, he probably will. And with his you know, his contract running out, that one seems a bit more like it's, you know, it's feasible. It's something that could happen. And I'd be interested in this one. You know, we've talked about an old centre-back who maybe has a bit more quality than someone like Michael Keane or Yerry Mina. I'm not sure if Maksimovic is that player, but it looks like one that Everton might pursue, especially with, as we spoke about, Ancelotti liking to go with players that he already knows. Next one is Fabrizio Romano has played down suggestions that Everton could move for Barcelona midfielder Miralem Pjanic this summer. Pjanic joined Barcelona from Juventus last year, but he's failed to make an impression at the Camp Nou. Because of the balance of financial fair play, if Barca want to sell a player, they need to have 60 or 65 million euros. I think after the season, spending this money on Miralem Pjanic will be complicated for English clubs in general, as he didn't have a strong season. So this one's interesting. I don't think if Barca are going to be after a player for 65 million, a player like Pjanic, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think anyone's going to pay that money for him personally. I can't see that one happening. Moving on next to a former Everton player today, Lars Jacobson, if you remember from the 2008-9 season, made an appearance in Everton's last FA Cup final as well, has taken over at First Division Danish outfit HB Koge. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Sorry if we've got any Danish viewers watching. With former Liverpool defender Daniel Agger. So really interesting. Nice picture of him there with Agger, and the two of them have taken over at Koge. And yeah, good luck to him. Remember him playing for Everton very vaguely, but he's another one that Everton are going to be. It's an interesting one, really, isn't it? It's good to see that. It's always interesting to see these former Everton players move on into their career and take the next step. Next one is Ruslan Malinowski. Atlanta midfielder Ruslan Malinowski has admitted his client could leave the Serie A club if a concrete and advantageous offer arrives. after transfer links with Everton and Leicester City. Malinowski has made more than 30 appearances for Atalanta this season, including 4 in the Champions League, but his agent Sergei Serebrennikov, I can't believe I got that right first time, told Minuti de Recupero there are always many rumours about Malinowski. So this is a midfielder from Atalanta. Apparently Everton are interested in him. You know, if and according with Leicester as well, and this one could happen in the summer. Will be really interesting to see what happens. And then the last piece of news today, guys, I know it has been a long video, so thank you if you have watched all the way to the end, is Richarlison, who's been talking a little bit about Thiago and the earlier Merseyside derbies this season. So the first quote from Richie says, "Last game I made that challenge on Thiago and got sent off. My goodness, then I went on Instagram to apologise and such. He saw it. I said, I'm going to delete this message too since he doesn't want to reply. And then came the derby at their home. He didn't look at my face. I didn't look at him either. The game goes on. He ignored the pigeon." Yeah, just a brilliant quote from Richarlison there. That one's come from Sport Witness, and that's going to finish off the episode today. Yeah, just typical petty Liverpool again, isn't it, really? And yeah, that one's interesting. It's always good to see Richarlison. He's always joking. He's always making jokes with the fans and stuff like that. He does like interacting on social media, so it's an interesting one. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like and comments as well. Leave all your comments about the rumours we've spoken about today. Subscribe to the Toffee Blues if you're new, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.